Welcome back to JP on Cars. This is now my third video. This is my third video and I'm super excited to show you what we're getting up to today. So as you know, the first week we've done some bits on the TTS. We've done ram air filter, PCV valve, and I almost showed you what wheels we were putting on it. And last week we were at Brands Hatch with Learn to Race. But now, let's get back to this week. We're going to be finishing off the rest of the service by doing the spark plugs, oil change and fuel filter. And yes, you're finally going to get to see the wheels. I promise. But the first thing we've got to do is move the car from where it's been sat for the last 3 months and get it up on the 4-post ramp. Where it's been sat for so long, the battery has gone dead flat. So what we need to do is just whip out the topped-on jump pack, connect it up, set it to boost mode, and the car should fire up straight away. Yeah, there we are, fired up first time. There's a little bit of white smoke coming out the exhaust, but that's nothing to worry about. That's just a bit of moisture that's been in the back box where the car's sat for a while. Where the car's quite low, I want to try and avoid the bars scraping on the bottom as much as possible. So I'll reverse it on there, nice, slow and controlled. That's it, we're on. Let's crane it up in the air and get cracking with the fuel filter. The fuel filter's tucked away underneath the car. It's got 3 pipes attached to it and a plastic bracket with 1 screw holding it on. But as with everything, it sounds simple, but when the screw head's completely corroded, you've got no choice but to break out the drill. Oh, and the pliers. Where my dad's been a mechanic for the best part of 50 years, I've got access to all of the tools that I need. So in this case, I've got a special pair of pliers that release the clips on fuel filter lines. So here I am. As I pull the fuel filter off, I get absolutely covered in petrol down my arm. Nice. I already had the new fuel filter unpacked, ready to clip the pipe straight onto it. That's a right pain. I'm covered in petrol and I've now got to find something just to fix that. I'm just going to put another screw in there and hope that holds. And that's the fuel filter. Fuel filter done. Now we've done that, all we've got to do is fire the car up. That allows the fuel to be pumped through the new filter and we're all good. Sometimes it can take a while to start once you've changed the fuel filter, just as that fuel's getting pushed through. But this time I got lucky, took a couple of seconds, job done. Now it's time to do the bit I hate the most, changing oil. Let's get cracking doing this oil change, right? And I tell you now, I've got such a cool little gadget / tool that I'm going to show you a bit when we top the oil up. One more bolt and that's going to be the under tray off. Or should be, unless I've missed one. Aha, and of course I have missed one. That's the one that we need to get with the pliers. Second job of the day, and I've already used the pliers twice. Get up there with some of these, some pliers, and hopefully we'll be able to just undo that and get it out. Now that we've finally got the under tray off, which feels like it's held on by about 50 screws, but in reality it's about 10. We can get that out of the way, drain the oil, change the oil filter. Changing oil is such a messy job to do, and it's one of my least favourite. Here we go. Managed to catch the sump plug as well. The little mistake I've made here, I should have warmed that up first so the oil was all nice and hot. The oil was cold, therefore it's thicker. So it's going to take ages to drain out. So we're just waiting for that oil to drain out. Once that's all drained, we'll get a new washer on the sump plug and we'll get that all back in and we'll get it topped up with oil. I'm going to tell you something that my dad taught me when I was very, very little, started doing oil changes, helping him doing oil changes and stuff on cars. When you do an oil change, you never leave it without oil in it. You drain the oil, put the sump plug back in, you change the oil filter, you top it up with oil. You top it up with oil straight away. You don't leave it, you don't go for a tea break, you don't go and have a chat, you don't do anything else. You don't take a phone call, because that is how you forget to put oil in it. Drain the oil, you refill it back up, no messing. That way you're never gonna have a time where you drain the oil out, forget to put it back in, start the car up, run it, bang. You're avoiding all of that hassle by that one simple rule, which is if you drain the oil, you refill it straight away. While the oil's draining, we're gonna attack the oil filter, which is just up here.
I don't know why this was so tight, and I was a bit worried that I was going to crack the plastic housing, but luckily it came undone just fine.
Before I undo it fully, we need a bucket or something to catch some excess oil in. So I've got this professional half cut open bottle of screen wash to drain the oil filter in. It's actually quite handy, even though it's just something that we've made up here. And this is where I get oil all down my arm every time. 3, 2, 1. Way. That's that off, that's the old oil filter there. That's looking a little bit manky, definitely due a change. So I've swapped it all over. That's the new filter in there, got the new seal in there. Oil filter's been changed, sump plug's back in. Let's top it up with some oil.
But before we do that, I'm going to have a quick cup of tea and make a phone call. No, I'm not. Just messing with you.
So I told you I had a little gadget that I was going to show you when I topped it up with oil, and here it is. If you know my dad, he buys everything off Temu. Everything is Temu. This is probably the thing that's impressed me the most that he's bought off of Temu, because I've never seen anything like it before topping up oil. So it comes with these little adapter rings to fit your oil caps. This is the VW AUDI one. So we pop the cap in, jug goes on there like that, and then we top that up with oil, and it's got a little valve on to open and shut the jug. So it's pretty cool, and it's the first time I've used it, so I'm excited.
I won't waste your time anymore on this. I filled it up with oil, it was fine, let's crack on.
Right, let's do the exciting bit now. Let's talk about the wheels. I love wheels and tyres. Anything to do with wheels, I love it. I'm a wheel guy. When it came to picking a set of wheels to put on the TTS, I was flicking through Instagram and stuff, looking for some inspiration, and I saw this set pop up from Fox. When I was working at Arctic Auto Design, I dealt with Fox wheels quite a lot. Very good quality product. I've had Fox wheels on my car before, and then when I saw this design that they've brought out, I was like, yes, I need some of this in my life. So we've got the Fox VR4s in a 9.5/19 fitment, which should be perfect for the TTS. Let's take a look. Woohoo! Wow. Oh my God, these are gonna look so sick. Look at that. That is gonna look incredible on the TTS. Look at that, it's got a nice little concave on it as well. As I say, this is the 9.5. They do these in an 8.5 as well, but this is the 9.5/19 in a satin silver, which with the dark grey of the car is going to look so cool. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to get these on the car. I'm so excited.
We interrupt this program with breaking news. Here's the story.
I'm currently at the side of the road, broken down. Fun times. So I'm driving home, all of a sudden, something goes twang, I've got no gears. So I'm now sat by the side of the A414, funnily enough, exactly where Sean broke down, just about a little bit further on, and I am stuck here until recovery gets here now. Good job the heater's on and the heated seat's working and it's warm in here. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here. Oh God. Yeah. Car life. The cavalry's arrived in a Fiesta. Hi, this might be your first appearance on the channel officially. I might hold. So I've now been rescued. I have been rescued. My Uncle John and my cousin's boyfriend Ty came to rescue me. So that was very, very nice of them. So I'm just over the garage now. I just dropped the Transit off, pushed it into the corner. It's leaking transmission fluid, which is not a good sign. But while I'm here, I'm going to have a glass of water, make a coffee, and then I'll be on my way home. Note to self, to make coffee, must insert coffee first. The only vehicle we had left for me to take is this lovely Fiesta van with keep fit windows, baby. Yeah, that's fun. Because the Fiesta had zero fuel in it and there wasn't any petrol stations open around, I had to go back to my mum and dad's because there was just enough fuel to get me there, and I've had to swap into my smart car, that's at my mum and dad's, to now go home. What a palaver. I just want to say sorry for not being able to show you what I wanted to show you this week because of that circumstance. But it's funny. That's what happens. And we got some great content out of it. We'll get back to the TTS next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. All of that stuff really, really helps.
Next time on JP on Cars, I talk to you about toast. We do some more stuff to the TTS, including taking the front bumper off, looking at the new grille, painting some stuff, checking out the finished engine cover. We discover a couple of serious MOT failure problems, and I vibe out in the van.